Hello heroes, Joe Smith here. This is round 3 review of How Well Do You Know Me? Or How Well Do You Actually Want to Know Me? Those of you that don't want to know more about my past or that, feel free to go watch Todd at Project Farm. He has great videos. Or someone else, or Mr. Beast, or whoever. But those of you that actually do want to know a little bit more about me, that have been watching me for some time, and like this little trivia deal I got going on here, I've already done, this is the third trivia. I'm going to do probably a couple more I'm thinking of. I've already done 2 review videos. This number 3. I post I post 4 things about my past. 3 of them are true, 1 is not. And you guess which one's not true. Because back when I did the After Dark series, live late night, Friday night radio show interviews on YouTube back in 2020, we kind of did the other way around, where the promos earlier in the week, they'd come up, I'd talked with a guest earlier in the week, and try and find some crazy ass story that was true about them. And then we make up like 3 more that was fake. And then people could like guess which one was actually true. And then tell them, well, tune in Friday night after dark. You find out if you're right, or find out which one's true, which one's false. It's and find out the backstory to this crazy story about this YouTube celebrity. So, round 3 here. Was I ever a contestant on a game show? Did I used to date strippers? Did I once buy a truck from Josh Duggar from the 19 Kids and Counting show? Which, if you saw the first reveal video, you know that one's actually true. Or did I once outrun cops on a bike? Bicycle, not motorcycle, bicycle. And I think I might have, I forget if I talked about that on one episode of After Dark or not. So if that doesn't give away, then yeah, that's true. But I'll tell you the story again in case I didn't prior. But yeah, I once bought a Ford Ranger, 1997 Ford Ranger, step-side bed from Josh Duggar. I didn't know it was Josh Duggar, or who it was originally. It was advertised on Craigslist years ago. I go down to Tinytown, meet this guy, because he had some other name or whatever. So I called him up or text him, I forget. And he's like, yeah, I still got it. Coming down tomorrow afternoon or whatever, take a look. And I get down there, it's like, the address is like this great big house or that. And it's like, wow. And then I got there just before he did or that. He showed up just a few minutes after I did, so I'm kind of just sitting in my other Ranger at the time, waiting for him to get there, and then he comes pulling up, and I'm looking over and talking about it, and he says that, yeah, he had a buddy that was working construction that just got laid off, and also had a baby, and was in a minivan, so he had a minivan, and he traded his minivan for this Ranger step-side or that had these like aftermarket rims and tires and had been painted like a matte black. Looked kind of cool, like a cool little like street ranger truck or that. So, and that's kind of what got my attention. Yeah, it's like, well, that's a nice looking ranger there. Because I'm a Ford Ranger guy, in case you didn't know. But we get down there and we're talking, and I'm looking over. He was asking what was it, like 25.50 or something, and I think I offered him like 21 or something. And he's like, I don't think I can go that low. I got some other people come and look at it. And I pull like cash out of my pocket. And it's like, yeah, I'm kind of doing this to it. And like counting it out in front of it. And it's like, yeah, that's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and have those other people take a look at it. I got a couple others that I'm going to go look at here next after I leave here. So go ahead and have them come look at yours, and I'll go ahead and go look at them other ones here. And if the other guys don't want to buy it, go and give me a call. And if I hadn't already bought another one, then I might still be interested. And so then I start walking towards my Ranger and start to get into it. And he's like, wait. Okay. Hold on. Don't leave. Hold on. Wait. Give me a sec. Let me think about this. Oh, okay, you got a deal. He's like, okay, you got a deal. I'll forget about them other guys. You got cash. I'll go and sell it to you right now. And then after, writing out the bill of sale or whatever, I find out his real name, and he's like, yeah, Josh Duggar. And I'm like, Duggar? Why does that name sound familiar? Have I heard that name somewhere before? And I was like, oh, wait. You ain't part of that family with all them kids on TV, are you? Because I've never seen the show. I've never once saw the show. Not prior, not since. Never once. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of them reality shows. He's like, yep. That's me. That's us. That's my family. Her. Like, oh, wow. And then I was like, well, sorry I didn't recognize the name or recognize you because I'm not a fan of the show. I mean, no offense or anything. I told him, like, no offense, I'm not a fan of the show. I've just never seen it. I just don't watch TV at all. I'm just busy working, never watch TV, and don't like reality TV shows. So I've never seen the show. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. And he was real cool and chill. I was like, oh yeah, that's okay. I mean, I'm not a fan of it either. I kind of wish we'd never done it. He said that, yeah, made some money off of it, but at the same time, it kind of ruined our lives. So, I mean, and this was all before all the, the shit came out that he went to prison over or whatever, which I was kind of shocked and surprised. I mean, he seemed like a pretty cool, chill guy. I mean, I just met him, and then his wife showed up with their baby or whatever at the time, and it's like, well, this guy got made. He's got a big ass house. He's got a hot wife. He's got a baby. He's got all this money. He's got made or whatever. And then because I was there by myself, I couldn't drive 2 Rangers back home. So he agreed to meet me in Bentonville the next day. I had at this restaurant. They were like, yeah, I'm going to be meeting the rest of my family, or half my family. It actually was dad and half the kids. He's going to be meeting at this Mexican restaurant that was like my favorite Mexican place in Bentonville at the time, since closed, tore down. not in business no more, but for many years that's my favorite Mexican place. And oh yeah, I know where that is. That's my favorite Mexican place. I eat there all the time. So I was like, yeah, I'll get my mom to drive me over there to pick up the Ranger there. So I left in my Ranger, and then he and then met him there at the Mexican place the next day with his half his family, his dad, half the kids. So I got to see the dad, half the kids, but while they're eating, and it's like after their lunch rush or whatever, like 2 in the afternoon or something. They're like in kind of the back private room. But yeah, I went in there, met him, got the key. We took like a selfie together or whatever. I didn't want to bother the rest of the family during their meal. I just kind of waved or whatever real quick. I tried to make it as quick, fast as possible. Just kind of got the keys for the truck and took the picture with them and said thanks for everything, and I was on my way. And then some years after that, I found out about, what made national news, and it was kind of fortunate he was stupid enough to do shit like that, and now he's paying for it. Back when I was growing up in Iowa, Adventureland Park, Altoona, Iowa, Des Moines suburb, for a couple summers or that, they hosted a game show there. I forgot the name of it, but the other day I actually did a Google search for it and actually found the name of it, and then found a full episode and a commercial on YouTube about it. But the game show was called Family Fun Zone, Adventureland Park, amusement park, with roller coasters and merry-go-round and shit. But their amphitheater there, they couple summers, they had a game show, Family Fun Zone. Was kind of like Double Dare, but like Double Dare Family or whatever. I always wanted to be on it as a kid. Never got a chance to be on it. But I did get to see a live taping of it once in the audience when we went to Adventureland that summer to ride the rides and stuff for our family vacation. So, no, I was never on a game show, but I was once in the audience of one. So that one was a false one. So those of you that guess game show is false, you're correct. Yeah, I once outran 2 cops on my bicycle. My new mountain bike that I made from helping my neighbor principal Larry Reed add on his bike, his house or whatever. And then he paid me enough to what I still needed to go buy the bike or whatever for helping him. I offered just help for free or whatever. Say, hey, I'm just bored and not doing anything this summer, and this looks cool. This looks like fun. I want to learn how to do this. Can I help? And they're like, yeah, sure. And my high school 9th grade science teacher that I was only in high school for 1 semester, so I had him for 1 semester before I quit high school. But so my 9th grade science teacher, my elementary principal were working together, add on to elementary principal's house 2 doors down. I offered help for free. They said, yeah, come on, hang out with us, help us out. And then while I was there, I was still helping them. I told them about this mountain bike I went at Walmart, I was trying to save up for, and only had about 30 or 40 bucks saved up at the time. And after we got done, Larry handed me the rest of the cash I needed to go get the bike and say, here, you've been great help, son. Go get that bike you want. So I ended up buying that bike, and I outran cops late one night after midnight downtown on that very same bike. I've just been out riding around town. I mean, I was like, I think that was like when I was in college or something. And it was like a Friday night or Saturday night or something in February, early March maybe. I think February. It's like cold out. I had my winter coat on because cold, and it's like sleeting a little bit. But I've just been out riding around all night long because I had shitty ass parents, and they're always arguing, yelling at each other. My dad used to beat me, so I just go ride my bike all night long till they went to bed, and then I come home and then I go to bed. And it was like just after midnight, and I was fixing to call night and head back home, and just stopped and sat down on the courthouse square, a little bench by on the corner of the one stoplight we had in town there on the courthouse square. I just decided to sit down there and enjoy the nice weather evening one night, and rest like 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something before I jumped on my bike and rode the mile and a half, whatever it was, back home. And went to bed or whatever. And then I seen, while I was sitting there, there's like no other cars on the road around town at all. That's why I rode after dark or late at night. That way I could just like blow through stop signs and have to worry about cars. I could just race around as fast as I could, because I was essentially racing bikes at the time. So I just blow through stop signs and all that shit and just ride as fast as I could, not have to worry about any traffic or anything. But I was just kind of taking a break, catching my breath, resting for a few minutes before I rode home and went to bed. And the only car I saw in the past like 2 or 3 hours happened to pull up in front of me at the stoplight. It was a cop car, and I see him turn his head, looking at me, sitting there on the bench with my bicycle on the kickstand next to it. And then he looked forward, and then he looked at me again. He looked forward, and he looked at me again. He did that a few times. Then the light turned green, and then he drove through the light. But then the building that was diagonal from me had these like tall glass windows. It used to be a bank, one of the original banks in town, but it wasn't a bank anymore at that time. It was something else. So it had these tall glass windows across most of the side of the building. And in the reflection of the windows, I could see him hit his brake lights, and I could see him turning around in this little empty corner lot that used to be a gas station. So then I jumped on my bike, and I took off down the alleyway in that same direction, next to where the old Ben Franklin used to be that burnt down when I was a little kid. So as he's turning around, coming back up towards the square, I'm going the same direction he just came from, down the alleyway, half a block down, and then I shoot down behind him, then cross into the highway into another alleyway, and then coming back up, and end up playing like cat and mouse with him, and then they end up calling in another cop, because eventually I saw 2 cops' cars that were driving around slow downtown, shining their spotlights down the alleyways looking for me. And at one point in time, I was just kind of coming up behind the movie theater in that alleyway, and as I'm coming up, I see the one cop car go in front of the alleyway, in front of the movie theater, as I come out behind him, and then he slammed on as I come out behind him, he slammed on his brakes to where I could just reach out and tap the trunk of his cop car. And then I just kept on riding to the alleyway, across the highway from there, and disappeared behind the sheriff's office and the other alleyways over there, because I was familiar with all that, because I used to play around there as a little kid. One of my friends in 3rd grade, his parents had a pizza place next to the sheriff's office, and I got invited to their birthday party and slumber party in third grade, and before the slumber party, we were like hanging out at the restaurant in the back room and alleyway playing or whatever. So I kind of familiar with that area. I've been riding around downtown for some time. Real familiar with all the alleyways and all that. So I'm just riding all over the place through alleyways and across the courthouse square and sidewalks and shit and side streets around there. I mean, I could have just taken off and disappeared and went home at any point in time, but I gave them a little cat and mouse chase for some 45 minutes, close to an hour of that before it's like I saw on the clock or whatever, the other bank clock that was downtown, where it was like almost 1 a.m., like 12:55 a.m. or whatever. It was like, oh shit, like I probably should cut this out and just go home and go to bed at this point in time. I mean, I'm having fun. They ain't catching me. I'm one step ahead of them or whatever. And so I finally just, he's like, okay, I better call it night. So I disappeared a couple blocks over, or a few blocks over, whatever, to the school grounds where the elementary and high school was, and my dad's shop was. And I knew of this hiding place behind my dad's shop between this recessed entranceway, the back entranceway behind my dad's shop, or that it was like recessed or whatever between his shop and the high school gym. So I kind of raced my bike over there, kind of looking over my shoulder, seeing if I was followed. I rode up the sidewalk, hid out behind his shop in that recessed back entryway for the high school Voltec shop. Just kind of hung out there for 10 minutes or that, make sure I wasn't followed, and just kind of peeking out, make sure were any like cops at the end of either sidewalk, either direction or whatever, and then when I decided that the coast was clear, I just went ahead and jumped on my bike and took off down the north sidewalk, came in on the south one, then took off on the north one, and then took the back streets back home, which was mostly downhill, so I was able to just shoot downhill really fast, like 30 miles an hour, or 25 at least, or something, and it take me about a few minutes to get back home. So that was a fun night. I think the cops are still looking for me, by the way. So yeah, I once outran cops for almost an hour on my bicycle. That's true. I used to date strippers. Well, this is, well, I guess you could say mostly true. Because I was on, I asked two girls out. One I met at Office Depot. She's cashier at Office Depot. The other I met like online on one of them online dating sites, and this was like years ago, like 20 years ago or something. I mean, just after I first moved to Arkansas here. And I found out on the dates with both of them that they used to be strippers. And then this woman that was renting my friend's house that I mentioned in a prior video next door to my mom's house, where I used to live with her before I gave my own house, I found out she used to be a stripper too. And then we started kind of hanging out with each other. And there was actually one New Year's Eve where she was like a nursing assistant or something, like nursing home for the elderly. And I went to her, but she had work that night, so I went to her job, and I was like about 11:30 p.m. or whatever. We're all kind of, her and the other women there, all of them were like older women or whatever. She was like the only young one, and she was actually like younger than me at the time. We were kind of all watching the TV coverage and stuff, and then It was like, I think just after midnight or something. I don't know, maybe it was just before, maybe it was just after something, I forget, but she was, she had a break. She was able to take like 15-minute break or whatever, and we went out to my Ranger, and we did, the little hug and kiss, made out for a little while there. But yeah, I talked to her for some time prior to that and after that. I mean, that's kind of all the further things went. And she showed me pictures when she used to be a stripper. I mean, she had like 2 kids at the time then, and looking at her then, it's like you never would guess she used to be a stripper. I mean, she just looked like this wholesome girl next door. I mean, she wasn't like fat or ugly. I mean, she was really cute and in good shape still, but she's just completely different from the pictures that she had. Like, but still, really nice girl, really nice like girl next door. But yeah, unfortunately, things didn't work out. I mean, maybe for the better. I don't know. And then after that, I met this other girl on one of them online dating sites, and I was kind of hang out with her some at her apartment, and she played guitar. I go over there, listen to her play the guitar and stuff, and talk or whatever. And I mean, never got like romantic, never did the hug and kiss thing or whatever. But then one night she called me up as I was fixing to crawl in bed, and or text me or something, I forget. And it's like, hey, I want to go Club Haas, the strip club just up across the Missouri border from here. Will you take me? And I was like, okay, this cute girl wants me to take her to a strip club. Okay. I mean, how much time do you gotta think about that? So it's like, okay, yeah, it's just fixing to go to bed, but I suppose I can go and take you there. So I'll go and get dressed and jump in the Ranger and be there in just a little bit. I mean, she didn't live too far away, only a few miles or whatever, and in Bentonville. So I went and picked her up at her apartment and drove her up to across the Missouri border to the strip club, and we had some fun there. And I paid some other girl to give her lap dances while I washed, and then while we were there, she asked for an application, and filled it out and got hired, and became a stripper there. Then after that, I mean, not that night, but she ended up becoming a stripper there. But she worked during the day when I was working. She didn't work nights. She just worked during the day. And she kept texting me, hey, you need to come watch me dance and strip and whatnot. And I never saw her naked prior to that. And because she worked afternoons when I was working, I never had a chance to get up there to see her because I'd put work and making money and paying the bills first. So, unfortunately, never got a chance to go see her while she was naked up there, and never saw her naked when we were hanging out together. I never asked to see her naked when we were hanging out together, and never tried to, make any moves on her or nothing. It just kind of tried to be chill or be friendly because, I was kind of iffy on her because she had like a little baby or kid or whatever, but I wasn't really looking to hook up with someone that had a kid, but seems like everyone out here has a kid by the time they're like 11 or 12 or something. And that's why I'm still single. So, yeah, I used to date ex-strippers or future strippers, I guess you could say. I once outran cops on my bicycle back in Iowa. I once bought a Ford Ranger truck from Josh Duggar before he got stupid and went to prison. But however, I was never a contestant on a game show. I was in the audience for live taping, though. That's as close as I got. So there you go. There's some more background information on me. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Joe Smith signing out.